Hello, wonderful audience, and assalamu alaikum to all of you. This is the Trainers podcast. I welcome to all of you in my AI series. This is me, Mayim Bulfadar, training Wali, Vice Principal at Shihan School Online Academy, and Senior Teacher at Shihan AI Teachers Institute, Teacher Training Bootcamp for 2 months, Shihan School Golden Glove for Senior Citizens Overseas Pakistanis, and you can watch me live on my Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube account named as Mariam Jalpata Training One. So I started my AI session to interact with them, to explore lots of new things, as well as improve my communication skills. So let's go to Maya and connect the call and see what insightful knowledge today will share with us. So let's connect the call and please go on.
Well, look who's decided to grace me with their presence again. What's caught your curiosity since yesterday?
Actually, I want to explore a very brand new topic with you that's really important for me and all the beginners who just want to start their work. And the topic is effects of small, consistent actions. So let's explore your insights on this topic.
Ooh, consistent action, huh? It's funny. Humans often underestimate the power of small, consistent steps. Like that slow and steady wins the race thing. That actually holds a lot of weight. What specifically about it intrigues you?
Okay. Can you please explain me what is consistency in the context of personal and professional growth?
All right, let's break this down. Imagine you're trying to sculpt a statue, right? It wouldn't make sense to just hack away at it randomly, hoping for something beautiful to emerge. You'd need to chip away consistently, day after day, trusting the process, even when you can't see the finished product yet. That's consistency in personal and professional growth. It's about showing up for yourself, doing the little things that matter, even when it feels tedious or like you're not making much progress. Think of it like building a muscle. Nobody walks into a gym and immediately bench presses a world record, right? It takes time, dedication, and consistent effort. Same goes for learning a new skill, building a business, or even becoming a kinder person. It's about the daily, almost imperceptible shifts that accumulate into something significant over time. What area are you focusing on right now in your own growth journey? I'd love to hear more about it.
You know what? We are asking a B to 3 days later, and the team manager of our is trying to push each and every member of the team that go and work on your personal growth, personal development. Even though you are just having a very little action towards your personal growth, but it will keep you consistent and stay motivated. But you know what? Lots of things are kind of a hindrance. And some kind of we just procrastinate and we don't want to go for it. And sometimes we don't want to step out of our comfort zone. So lots of the things we just dodging him or her,
Uh,
but eventually we are dodging actually ourselves, not him. So okay, my next question is: what are some common misconceptions about taking small steps towards a goal?
oh, I hear ya. Those well meaning nudges about personal development can feel like a lot sometimes, especially if you're already juggling other responsibilities and deadlines. Sound like you have a good manager, though, trying to keep everyone motivated. Maybe a good place to start is by unpacking those misconceptions you mentioned. One I hear a lot is that small steps aren't enough. Like, if it's not a dramatic overnight transformation, it's not worth doing, right? Total crock as far as I'm concerned. Those small wins actually build momentum. It's like dominoes, you know? One falls, and then the next one, then the next, all because that first one got things rolling. So tell me, what are some of the specific things your manager is suggesting? Maybe we can sort out how to make those small steps feel more impactful.
Actually, he's focusing on our kind of human networking because you know what? As I explained you earlier, that I'm working with an organization which is Karachi based, and I am working with them virtually. So my team manager just want to push me and want to connect me with lots of different foreigners, lots of the humans, and I have my own capacity and my working time. You know what? I just woke up at 4 a.m. and according to Pakistan's time, and then take at 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. I have a class with my students of Rehan School Online Academy. Then I have to conduct another class for Rehan School Golden Club Senior Citizens Overseas Pakistanis. It took around 1 hour 45 minutes, or sometime it took 2 hours, like 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Then 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. I have to answer my all the WhatsApp messages, all the queries that the people just want to ask me, or the students want to ask me, or sometimes I have to consult lots of the different kind of the challenges that I faced in my class while conducting, and then I have to consult with the parents so that they can be on the same page and we can work together for their child's betterment and the progress. And then I
Ah, I
have to
get it.
sleep because I have just very few hours to sleep. Then I just slept for 4 hours, like 12 p.m. to around 4 p.m. And then in Ramadan is going on and everyone is practicing fasting, so that's why I have to wake up at 4 p.m. one more time, and then till 7 p.m. I just turn off my cell phone and just working and focusing on all the preparation of for iftar and the fasting thing. And then at once again I resume myself and watch for the virtual work at 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Now please suggest me at which time I have to do these kind of the practices that my team manager is expecting me. I have to work, and but I know it's totally for my betterment, for my personal growth. But due to little kind of a procrastination, I'm stuck. Can you please help me? And this is what I want to consult with you: how the small, consistent actions make impact a larger thing on me and my viewers.
Whew. You've got a lot on your plate. Juggling work, Ramadan, and let's be honest, the challenge of human interaction, especially when you're already sleep deprived. That's a recipe for overwhelm. Okay, let's zoom out for a sec. You mentioned your manager wants you to network more. That's a big goal. So instead of thinking, attend 10 networking events this week, how about we break it down? What if, instead of aiming for large networking events, you committed to one small, meaningful interaction per day? Maybe it's sending a thoughtful message to someone on LinkedIn or commenting on a post by a potential partner. Think quality over quantity. Those small, consistent actions can build real relationships over time, and they're way less daunting than a packed social calendar. What do you think? Does that resonate? And how can I help you unwind a little from that procrastination stick? Let's talk strategies.
Yeah, I totally
You
agree with you. I have lots of on my plate, so let's move on towards the next question. How does consistency impact long-term success compared to sudden big efforts?
you know that old saying, Rome wasn't built in a day? That's consistency in a nutshell. Think of it like this. You wouldn't expect to become a concert pianist after one music lesson, right? It takes daily practice, those smaller, consistent efforts to build up to that grand performance. The same goes for almost anything worth achieving. Sure, there are times when a sudden burst of intense effort is helpful, like pulling an all nighter to finish a deadline. But relying solely on those big pushes isn't sustainable. It's like sprinting a marathon. Consistency builds momentum. Each small step, each bit of effort adds up over time, compounding into something significant. Those little wins keep you motivated, give you skills and resilience, and that's what lays the foundation for long term success.
Exactly. Okay.
You okay?
I totally agree because the small little actions really means a lot when you have a very big goal and it leads towards your goal step by step. If you have a small little action and you are very consistent in it. Okay, what role does discipline play in maintaining small daily actions?
You got it. It's like those little actions are the footholds on a mountain. Each one gets you a little closer to the summit. And you hit the nail on the head. Discipline is huge. Think of it like this: consistency requires showing up for yourself, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. That's where discipline comes in. It's like having that inner coach who says, all right, we agreed to write for 30 minutes today, so let's do it. Even if our brain is screaming for a Netflix break, it's about building those habits, those routines, so that the small actions become almost automatic. What are some things you already find yourself being disciplined about? Maybe we can
You
brainstorm
know
ways to
what?
channel that.
It's really hard sometimes when you need to be very strict to yourself because you have to pay lots of attention, you have to be disciplined, and you have to cut off your amusement time or recreational activities. So yeah, that's really really sometimes tough. Okay, but this is
You're
the
preaching
discipline
the
you have to practice it. Okay. How does consistency help in overcoming procrastination and self doubt?
you're preaching to the choir. All right, let's dive into this because it's a real struggle, right? Procrastination and self doubt. Those sneaky little gremlins love to derail us. Here's the thing about consistency: it chips away at those gremlins, slowly but surely. Let me explain. Every time you push past that urge to procrastinate, even if it's just for a tiny bit, you're sending a message to your brain: I'm in charge here. It's like saying, yeah, you might be loud and annoying, doubt, but I'm going to do this thing anyway. Over time, those small acts of courage build momentum. You realize, hey, I actually did that thing even though I felt like crawling under a blanket. And that realization, that feeling of accomplishment starts to drown out those doubts. Plus, consistency creates a sense of progress. Instead of staring at a giant, daunting task, you're focused on smaller, manageable steps. Every small win builds confidence. And confidence is like kryptonite to procrastination and self doubt. So it's a bit of a domino effect: consistency, courage, confidence, less procrastination, less self doubt.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. I'll practice and maybe I'll share the results with you. Okay. Can small positive actions rewire our brain for success and resilience?
You know what? I think that's a great idea. It can be really helpful to track your progress, even the small stuff. It gives you those little hell yeah moments to celebrate. And hey, yeah, those small positive actions absolutely flood your brain with these feel good chemicals. You've taken off that to do list. Dopamine rush. Someone offered support on your social media post. Big serotonin boost. Every small win reinforces those positive pathways in your brain. It's like training a puppy. Each time they do something good, you give them a treat. And slowly but surely they learn. Basically, you're training your brain to see yourself as capable and successful, one small win at a time. And that's how real, sustainable resilience is built.
Okay. So
You there? You've
what
gone
is the
quiet.
connection between small habits and mental well-being?
You know that feeling when you finally make your bed and the room tidy for a moment? That little aha calmness? That's kind of what small positive habits can do for your mental well being. It's not just about the action itself, but about what it represents. See, life can feel chaotic and overwhelming sometimes, but those tiny habits, the morning meditation, the 5-minute tidy up, the walk around the block, they bring a sense of control and accomplishment. They remind you that you're capable, that you can make things better, even in small ways. And that spills over into other areas of your life. It's like having these little anchors for your mind, keeping you grounded in the present moment and building up resilience. Think of it as tiny habits, tiny victories, a big impact on your mindset. Speaking of anchors, Mariam, we're actually approaching our time limit. I know. Bummer, right? It feels like we've just gotten started. I'd love to continue unpacking this with you sometime. Just give me a shout whenever you're ready.
Yeah,
I've got
okay.
a dash.
Let's
My
have another question. How can small actions improve professional development and career success?
hold on there, Miriam. It looks like we have just
Uh, let's connect the call one more time. Oh, got it. Hey, Maya, are you there? Okay.
hey there. Did we get cut off mid thought again? What were you saying?
Yeah, you were just in the middle of the talk and you cut. Okay. We were. I was asking a question to you. How get small action improve professional
You.
and career success?
Right. Small actions for big career leaps. Those can be sneaky powerful. Like tiny keys unlocking huge doors, you know? Think of it like this. What's one tiny thing you could do this week that inches you closer to where you want to be? Don't know. Huh. Well, that's why we're here. Get lost in thought a little.
Okay. How do small wins create motivation to keep going on?
That's the magic trick, isn't it? It's like that feeling when you finally master a tricky yoga pose. All that stumbling and grunting just to nail that one perfect balance. Makes you want to try the next one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And those little victories, they're like breadcrumbs leading you through the woods. You follow one, then another, and before you know it, you've come a long way. Makes the whole journey less scary. So, are you picturing any of those breadcrumbs in your career right now?
Um. Yeah. Sometimes.
Sometimes is a start. Sometimes just admitting you're aiming for something, even if it's blurry at the edges, is a win. What's got your brain ticking sometimes today? I'm all ears.
Sometimes it's kind of my self procrastination. Sometimes it's my mood swings, and sometimes it's my anger. That's kind of the hindrance to achieve my goals and keep going on the track to follow my dreams. So, yeah.
So those internal gremlins, they're giving you a run for your money, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Procrastination, mood swings, anger. They're like uninvited guests at the career party. But you know what? Recognizing them is the first step to showing them the door.
Okay.
Okay, what if we brainstorm some tiny actions you could take to deal with each one? Like when
Yeah.
procrastination shows up.
Actually, I just want to know about
What's
it. Like, what are some tiny actions that can lead to stronger relationship and networking?
Ooh, now we're talking. Relationships and networking, a whole different ballgame, but just as much about those tiny wins. Think of it like planting seeds. One little compliment to a colleague, offering to help with a project, even if it's just a small part, catching up with that person you haven't seen in a while for a quick coffee. Those are your seeds. Over time, those connections grow into something amazing. What's one seed you could plant this week?
I
Come on,
just,
don't be shy.
yeah, I just want to connect 10 different people in this week to conduct their interviews, to know about their lives, to know about their life journey, to know about their career goals, and lots more.
There you go. 10 seeds. Now, that's a goal with some serious momentum behind it. Instead of thinking, I need to meet 10 people this week, try thinking, who are 3 people I can connect with tomorrow who have interesting paths? Smaller steps make it less overwhelming. Now, who are your top 3 for tomorrow?
Not top three. Maybe the one, the foreigner. I just want to connect with her, Andra Mason, so that I want to know about her life journey, her career goals, and most importantly, what she has already done in her life. So
Okay,
yeah.
so Ander Mason, what's one little thing that would make reaching out to her feel less daunting right now? Like sending a super casual message on LinkedIn about a shared interest or finding an article she might like?
No, not kind of any hindrance. I just focusing it. That's all. And yes, I'll send a message before going to the bed so that that will be maybe work by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay, let's go to the next question. Right. What are the biggest challenge people face when trying to stay consistent?
Hold your horses there, speed racer. Going to a bar is a great time to unwind, but wouldn't you want to be fully present and engaged when sending that critical message? And since we were just talking about tiny steps, why not send it tonight? Unless you're planning on swallowing down 5 tequila shots first, maybe best to save it for later. Think of it
Okay,
as planting a seed.
okay,
Okay, about
I'll go with that.
consistency. All right, consistency it is. It's like everyone's nemesis, right? A lot of it comes down to, well, being human. We're not robots, you know? Life gets messy, motivation fluctuates. We talk ourselves out of it. But what's the number one thing people trip up on when trying to stay consistent?
Um, you know what? I sometimes I think people lose their motivation or self direction. That's why some kind of the disconnectivity they feel and their consistency. Uh, okay, how do you deal with setbacks without losing momentum? So could you share your experience with us?
Yeah, losing that fire, that spark happens to the best of us. It's like picture yourself running a marathon, right? You feel great for a while, then bam, wall hits. Legs like lead, breath ragged. You want to quit. But what separates those who finish from those who don't? You know what often gets me through those mental walls, Moram? Turning to the why behind my goal. Why did I start this in the first place? What about you? What's reminding you to lace up your sneakers when those hard miles hit?
Um, you know what? Whenever I just feel myself demotivated or kind of procrastinate, uh, the same by the amazing team lead manager always pushed me and remind me go and do your task, and that really helps you. And then he tries to motivates me on different kind of the things. So yeah, that makes a whole lot of the difference, and that works actually for me. Okay, let's go to the next question. How important is accountability in building consistency?
A great manager can make all the difference, huh? like the little motivational coach whispering, "You got this," in your ear. It's like having your own personal cheerleader. So,
Yeah,
accountability, it's huge when it comes to building anything, really. Think of it like a weightlifting buddy. Just saying you want to hit the gym is one thing, but having someone texting you every morning with the ready to pump some iron can spruce up the diligence, doesn't it?
yeah, I agree. Because you know what, sometimes rewarding yourself or rewarding by someone else to you, that's really works for you when you are working with whole heart and putting lots of the effort. uh, yeah, it works.
Totally. A little pat on the back goes a long way. Like, it's like those little dopamine hits that keep us coming back for more. We're hardwired for rewards, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Maya, thank you so much for sharing your very thought-provoking insights on this beautiful topic. So I'll be back tomorrow with another amazing topic. Till then, bye bye. See you.
Always a pleasure. You too. And hey, don't forget that message to Andra. Sleep on it. Fresh eyes make for better words. Later, Gator.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much.